And when committee members have had a chance to review, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second?
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Item number 1 under new business is approval of change order number 4 to the 2019 sanitary sewer rehab and repair contract with Price Civil Services. Total is $22,961.93. Ron, welcome.
Thank you. Yes, we're recommending approval of change order number 4 to our 2019 sanitary sewer rehab and repair contract, $22,961.93, coming out of one of our special projects accounts, 601-380-10-609-940. There is money there to do that, to make this change order, and this is to close out and balance year 3 of the 2019 sanitary sewer project.
Is this more than what we had contracted with them for, or is it just something extra they had to do, the driver of this?
If you remember, we extended that contract by 60 days. This is the work that was done in those 60 days.
Fine. Questions from committee?
So is the 22,961 coming out of the 10%
It's less than 10.
contingency?
Yes, sir. It's less than the 10% of, it was an $844,000 contract, so it's less than that 10%. So we're able to bring it out of contingency.
And you said you're getting the money from where?
It's our water and sewer special projects account. It's an account set up for pipe, manhole repair, rehab and repair. It's the same account that the 2021 project came out of. It's the same account that the 2023 project will come out of.
Okay, and is that how we handle contingency? Does it, I'm looking at financial accounting now. So if we have an $800,000 project and we know that a 10% contingency or $80,000 is pretty normal, do we take that and put it in some special projects account, or does it remain in the original contract account until and unless it's needed?
This is one of those, and we had this discussion a couple weeks ago, this is one of these capital project accounts that lies within the operations budget. And so every year, this account gets funded for this particular contract that we do every year, and then we also do, depending on what comes up, whether we line pipe and do things like that. So this is coming out of the budget that we set aside for this contract and then for lining of pipes also.
Okay.
So it's within the operations budget.
All right. Thank you. I don't have any other questions.
Matthew,
No questions.
motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Any other discussion?
No, sir.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 1 is approved. Item number 2 is authorization for the mayor to execute a contract with FCC, notification for spectrum manager lease and ownership disclosure information to be renewed by Census USA Inc. at no cost. That's a mouthful. Ron.
Yes, sir. This is our FCC agreement with Census. We do radio read, meter reading with them. They are on a licensed frequency, and we have to do a spectrum agreement with them to be able to work within that licensed frequency. It's a no cost, and it's filed on our behalf by Census. We're in this agreement already. It's time to review it, and we have different council members, different council contacts, so it's really just updating our information with our agreement.
So as we, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
As we update this information and renew these contracts, what will be new that happens going forward?
On our FCC agreements, our city council is listed, our mayor's listed, our city council is listed, and our points of contact are listed.
Yes, sir.
So we have new city council members from when we did this in 2017 was the last time we provided information for this, and we'll have different points of contact for people leaving, people coming in, new employees, that type of stuff.
So this is to acquire usage of the radio frequency spectrum that we utilize to read water meters by radio.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So without opening the can of worms on an otherwise so benign a project schedule, just in like 10 words or less, where are we? I just want, I'm talking about really big areas. Where are we in our quest to be able to do this?
You know
I
what?
mean, halfway, a quarter way, nowhere, or it's time to spike the ball.
To piggyback off Councilman Busby's, my question, totally unrelated, was the same question. Where are we on the Jacobs contract?
I get
And
my
our
word.
That was my question.
Evaluation of the meters where we have.
Whiz, y'all let them answer.
Let me answer
one.
that. That way she can fill in.
We gotta have some drama, we have no drama today.
This lease agreement has nothing to do with our
I
Jacobs.
accept that.
or
Yeah,
our-
it does, I know that does, but where are we on that contract?
You wanna,
Yeah, so we meet with them, every 2 weeks. We just met with them again, yesterday. We have now, they've taken their model to select the areas that we do, and it's based on different routes, and we have 277 routes within the 10 cycles. And so we have selected 70 routes, and so now staff in-house is evaluating those 70 routes based on, do we already have the infrastructure coverage out there, like the cell towers out there where we would get coverage, like we talked about before, when I mentioned it was like a cell phone. So we're evaluating those, and then we're also, some of the routes are ones that we can do in-house, that we can change to AMI in-house. So we will have a selection made with Jacobs within 2 weeks, and then we will be presenting to Brendan and the mayor, our selections probably within the next 4 weeks. And it will be part of the capital projects. The money side of it will be part of the capital projects that we present to you, but then after all of that is kind of rolled away, hopefully we'll be coming in May, June to tell you the specific areas of where, the plan, and that
Of
kind
what
of
the
thing.
report showed, and we'll have a discussion and
Yes,
a presentation about that.
yes.
Okay.
So we're,
I couldn't do it in 10 words.
Well, that was way more than 10.
I'm.
Let me make it a
what
one
can I
word.
say?
Are we reading any meters already?
We read some by radio read, and then we read some by AMI, and then we read some manual, currently.
And just about how many are we reading manual? 50%? 80%?
We're reading 13,883 by radio with this FCC agreement. We're reading about 7,500 through AMI right now, and the balance we're reading through, manual.
And the balance would be what?
56 minus 13 minus 7.
Got you. Thank you. That's exactly the answer.
So 30.
Thank you. I don't have any other
I
questions.
want to compliment somebody. A month ago, my water bill was way high. And this last month, it was almost zero, so I appreciate catching up.
So they caught you up.
Now, we've made a big push where we were doing estimates and
Caught
things
it
like
up.
that. We're no longer blind estimating
Yeah.
anymore. We're working really hard with the office staff and the field staff to lessen those, the anomalies, I guess, the things that are wrong. We've made a lot of corrections, found a lot of mistakes, and really excited about the progress that we've made. And sometimes correcting those mistakes means you get a deduct on your bill,
Yeah.
and then some of them we're having to correct moving forward and that kind of thing. So we're trying really hard to find those corrections, but also do it in a way that it doesn't negatively impact the customer when we've had errors on our side.
Any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Item number 2 is approved. Thank you, Ron. Brian, I guess we should play some trumpets as you walk up to this deal. Is Mr. Bobby coming up here too? I'm not sure, but item number 3 is approval of construction contract with Lavender Inc. for the Rice Mine Road Northeast 200 block storm infrastructure repair project. I would codename this the Afflink project. $1.965 million. Brian?
Yes, sir, that's right. We took bids on March 29th. There was 3 bidders. Lavender was the low bidder at the 1.9 million. This is the large diameter 60-inch deteriorated corrugated metal pipe on the Afflink side. There's some pictures there. There's a map on the right. That white rooftop on the top of the right picture, that's the Afflink office building. Rice Mine, Loop Road is the bottom road. express oil, you know, if you can picture in your mind's eyes right there. So we go back one slide, the magenta line is the project. There's where the failed 60-inch corrugated metal pipe is, and we're replacing that with concrete. So, the project procurement of large diameter concrete pipe is difficult right now. So there's a 90-day administrative procurement time for that. So expect the project will begin this summer, and it'll be a 95-day project lasting till sometime in the fall.
We do think this project is gonna address any other issues that could potentially be coming along. I mean, I know we're replacing, but we're also trying to make sure this doesn't happen again in this area.
Well, it will happen again right here.
Yeah.
And then just on down the street, like we've already took care of this. So there was metal pipe here, we lined it on the rice mine. And then there was the failure that was there. I can't remember when that was, but it was within the past 5 years, and that was replaced with concrete. There is a little bit of metal left until it daylights for the outfall, and we've got a rehab contract. We'll align the remainder of that. It's going to go out sometime, you know, the next quarter or so.
Probably wise.
So that will, to answer, that should kind of button that up.
Questions from the committee?
This started as $1 million hole, we thought.
Yeah.
Have we added anything to the scope, or is 1.9 just where it shook out?
I have to ask Adam.
That, we added a little bit of sanitary sewer replacement in the vicinity, something that was looked at a year or so ago and wasn't done. But I think the majority of the reason the price is higher than we thought is, number one, just the economy right now. It's very difficult to estimate prices, and number two, this is a difficult project with some risk. So I think that's why the prices are what they are.
That line's about 20 feet deep.
Yes, very deep.
Say that again.
That line's about 20 feet deep.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So that creates the ambiguity in the pricing, the risk.
Given the recurrence of the difficulties in estimating, because again, everything we've touched, almost. I don't think I would be far off if I said we're seeing prices that are of a magnitude sometimes close to double what we thought they were. Given that recurring difficulty, why are we not adjusting fire on the front end in our estimating? But
Broadly,
from
we are.
From a council standpoint, the
Yeah.
frustration is
Right.
we approve moving ahead
Yeah.
based on an estimate, and then we're in hip deep.
Well, broadly we are. Broadly we're tacking on 20%, and then we're at another 10% on top of that. So we're really tacking on 30% at the front end in the planning stage of the project, because that's where we have the most unknowns, right? And that's what happened here, right? We thought we knew everything. Not that we thought we knew everything. We thought we knew what we knew, right? But as with the design, in that design phase, things changed and it outshot whatever contingency we had. But as a general practice, on our cost estimate, we're including 20% contingency for unknowns. We're including the 10% construction allowance that we're carrying through into the construction contract when possible.
Right.
So that's the way we're trying to tackle that.
To Councilman Busby's point, it helped my memory here, but I do believe when we looked at this harder, I think we thought it would be closer to $1.5 million, but we started at $1 million.
We did.
But I think we're probably
I think
typically.
that, yeah, I think
we're
we saw.
500. We're 500 over what we
Yeah.
kind of thought it would be, I think, not $1 million. But still, I think that's the
So,
number that
yeah,
sticks in my mind, $1.5 million.
30% higher than we thought.
So
But, I mean,
the other question
it's
is,
still a lot more
where
money.
is it coming from?
The funding?
Aren't we
So-
doing that in finance?
That, it is on finance,
It's
there's
on
a budget
finance.
revision on finance today, that will pull about 125,000 additional to cover the whole contract, so engineering and construction.
And the piece at the 125 is being added to, was that in the capital budget for this past, where
General
was the
fund,
big
capital
chunk?
budget.
Yes, sir, it's in general fund.
But part of that was in the budget, last year's budget. Didn't we leave that as part of the allocation of everything we spent at the end of?
Yes, sir, the full budget, so the full 2 million that's in there, that was budgeted last year as
Last
part of
year.
the RFI recommendation.
Remember, we approved that, I think, when we trued up the budget,
Yes, sir.
correct? That was it, so it's been sitting there.
So we have, yes, we have the full.
So this is
2 million.
So
not
with the
in-
surplus that we knew we were gonna have, we
right,
went
From the
ahead.
year ago, that's right, we
We
did
put it
that, we've
already.
already funded that, but that doesn't have anything to do with what surplus we're gonna talk about this year. We've already funded it from previous year.
We've already
Right.
funded it
Yeah,
for previous year, the
that's
2
all
million,
good
yes,
thing.
sir. So
Okay,
there's about 125,000 left that we
Yeah.
would need to fund this.
I don't have any.
Yeah.
So moved.
We got a
Second.
Move and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bobbitt. Yes, sir. Request by John Walker for lease of airport property for agricultural use.
Yes, sir. As the council remembers, last year we bought 102 acres at the airport from 1871 LLC. 1871 LLC had always leased for a number of years to this Mr. Walker, their property for agricultural use out there. And they have done that again. And Mr. Walker would like to lease the 102 acres that the city bought from the city to do that. Basically, it'd be for a year, about $4,500. And airport manager has no objection to this.
I said we had no issues with it previous year.
No.
Questions from committee?
What is he gonna grow?
It's not cannabis, I hope.
Don't believe so.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
You want to make that a condition?
There was so much to go with that. I let that go. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. Thank you.
Okay.
Next, Public Projects Committee meeting will be next Tuesday, April the 18th. Is there any other business to be brought before this committee? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in favor?